And it is finally here, the March updates notice. So we got a developers note for everything that's coming in March, at least for the two updates. So one will be March 7th, I believe. Yeah, it does say here March 7th, and the second one was like March 21st or 22nd, something like that. So yeah, we're gonna review them. There's quite a few exciting changes. I would say that overall there isn't as much updates, but I think they are a bit more hype than they were in February, right? So first of all, we are getting the guaranteed light and dark 5-star event. They provided a little bit of details. This one is starting March 7th, so it will already be happening next week. First, we will be holding an event where you can select 1 out of 6 monsters to acquire. So based on this sentence, at least, select, right? Select. That most likely means it is gonna be the guaranteed one that you select, not like a random one out of these 6, right? So that's pretty much confirmation. It is gonna be the one that you actually want. Kraka, come here finally. And yeah, make sure to participate to get light and dark monster you couldn't get your hands on, since this is the first guaranteed free summon event of light and dark monsters. Again, very important sentence. First. That means they are most likely thinking about doing some in the future as well. Next up, second Kota's Great Adventure. There will be some sort of minigames. I mean, it is gonna be a big anniversary event. I would say it's probably gonna be smaller than the Korean one, but probably bigger than the NA one, because I mean, global anniversary is big. Like, it's not a full game launch, but it's also just not another server like NA opening, right? Like, global launch was the big celebration, so it's probably gonna be a little bit bigger than NA anniversary. And yeah, this looks like a new ride that you can acquire. Looks pretty amazing, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, when it comes to anniversary, there will be 2 more various events, right? So thirdly, 8 types of 1-year anniversary event dungeon, 5 difficulty levels each will be added. And based on the description here, at least, it's gonna be most likely the same as we had with those where you like opened up the event page and there's a little map, right, where you can explore, get a lot of rewards. Like, I think it was like with medals, it was with some sort of like scrolls. It's most likely gonna be something like that, right? And for the rewards, they say that the rewards will be similar to the New Year lucky pouches. So potentially we're gonna get a lot of scrolls, a lot of energy, and yeah, quite excited for that, quite excited. And lastly, a special event where you will be getting a part of crystals that you consume during the specified period. Now, I am gonna guess that this is gonna be limited, otherwise people will just abuse the hell out of refreshes during this period. Let's say you got like 30% of your crystals you spend back. I think it's gonna be limited to probably like, I don't know, like 10 or 15k or something, right? That would be my guess at least. But yeah, that's about it for the event. And for other updates coming next week, it looks like a Rupture, the dungeon that no one farms anymore for some reason, because no one needs Skystones anymore, will be revamped and a new Rupture will be added. And also Path of Oblivion, which happens only on weekends, will be made similar to the special expedition. So most likely we're gonna get something like, it's gonna be open throughout the week and you're gonna get multiple entries to enter, just like you do with the Spider or Kamadi or whatever, right? So that's a good change, because I can admit that even I sometimes forget to do that dungeon on weekends, right? Because it only appears 2 times per week, and that's like not your daily routine usually, right? So yeah. And yeah, it looks like the new dungeon, the Great Elemental Shrine, is a dungeon with a random boss and buff, and by the way, it's like a harder version of Path of Oblivion, along with unpredictable traps. Complete the Great Elemental Shrine to collect artifacts and artifact seals. Another way to get artifacts, we needed that. But yeah, looks pretty cool. It looks dark, so that means it's gonna be hard, according to Comto stance as well. And next up, we got a few new Transmo. So the Thea Queen, the Pirate Captain, and look at this absolute cuteness. Oh my god. That's like a SWAT team penguin. Come on. Come on, you sold me on that. I don't care about these two. Who uses Galleon anymore, right? With the 5 mana set gone. But come on, look at that. Faded Queens also looking pretty cool. Para Captains, I mean, I'm not sure who uses them much anymore, right? Like, Water one was pretty cool during the 5 mana set. Now, I don't think it will be as popular anymore. At least the Dark and Light ones are pretty popular. So yeah, hopefully those are used. And a new repeat request will be added, and it will be for affinity level. So this is the friendship level that your monsters have, right? And it looks like, I'm gonna guess, it's not gonna most likely gonna be an item, but it's probably gonna be something like you get affinity level to the monsters, like the 3 units that you currently have during the repeat request, right? It's gonna be a bit annoying for farming a lot of that, because sometimes the units are just not good, right? Like, not good at speed clearing. But another way to level up affinity, because previously the main way was like farming various like crafting items. So hey, we'll take another way, we'll take another option, right? And another very welcome change is that they're modifying field events a bit. So previously there were a lot of field events for the same let's say there were several time slots for the same field event, right? Like, there were 3 boss times, there were a few gathering times, all of that, right? So it looks like instead of doing per summoner basis, now you will only need to do it once per day, right? Like, the rewards will be increased, but you only need to do it once per account. And most likely when you do a second time, you'll not even get any rewards, even if you're using a different summoner. So I think that's a better way to do it, because I mean, if you really needed to attend all 3 of the bosses, for example, that's gonna be draining. Especially for me, I can barely attend one due to the time zone I'm in, right? So hey, I'll take it. Increased rewards for participating once is a very welcome change. And actually, when you think about it, as a side cause of that, the competition should decrease, right? Because previously, there was incentive to participate in all of them, right? Now, let's say half of the people can participate in the first rotation, right? And half in the second, which means that both groups will be getting more rewards in total, but the same rewards when it comes to what's called like the overall rewards in general, right? So it is just a positive change overall. And now, I'm gonna skip this, it's really not important, right? It's just about like transformation cooldowns. I'm gonna hit you with a quick fire round of some amazing quality of life changes. First, you'll now be able to apply different account skills for each summoner. Boom! Comtos, winning. You'll now be able to load the monster list that you used before in Altar's Blessing. Probably no one asked, still an amazing feature, I'll give you that. You'll now be able to sell items stored in the storage as well as you sell items. Yes, thank you. And a new function to let you know the appropriate artifact for each summoner will be added. Wait, summoner? I think they meant monster. Because there's no artifacts for Wait. Unless they are adding artifacts for summoners. We'll see. Will be added, and improvements will be made so that you can equip artifact if you possess the provided artifact. And yeah, that's it for updates for next week, and now the March 22nd. So let me just look at the calendar. Yeah, 22nd is Friday, so it looks like this patch will most likely be on Friday, right? And this is all about the collab. We finally got some news with collab, so Japanese animation collaboration. We already knew this, but they just gave us a little bit more of an insight into the world, right? So yeah, it will be held for about 6 weeks. 3 monsters will be released in advance amongst the total of 5, and 2 additional monsters will be released 2 weeks after, right? So the 3 will be released on March 22nd most likely, and then the next 2, it looks like, according to the calendar at least, probably somewhere April 4th or 5th, right? And this is interesting. This is really interesting. Each of the 5 characters will possess a light or dark attribute. So most likely only one, not both light and dark. And you will be able to acquire the light and dark monsters for free by just increasing the affinity of the RGB variations. So essentially, it looks like you are summoning one monster, but eventually you're gonna get the light and dark attribute of it as well. So Hey, if you are wondering whether it's worth summoning, it hella is. Especially if we get it with mystical skulls as well. Definitely go for all three, since you're just getting 2 monsters in one, right? But yeah, that's amazing. And make sure to increase the affinity level of the fire, water, wind attributes even after the collaboration period ends to acquire the light and dark monsters. So yeah, it looks like you don't need to rush the affinity, right? Like you will be able to acquire the monsters once the affinity is raised, even if it's after the collab, right? And my guess is gonna be like affinity level 5 at least. Maybe they will even introduce higher levels just for this. But yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Now, as promised, the regular challenge arena, it looks like it will be, well, it's not, at least from what I am understanding in this, it will not be merged in the current state, but it will be like a third arena, right? Like regular challenge arena, brawl arena, and then a global challenge arena. At least I hope it is a separate one, not like a complete merge of the new one. But yeah, all of the regions will be participating in this one. Since it is like an AI controlled opponent match, there's really no issues with implementing it this way, right? But yeah, it was like we are getting global challenge arena between all regions. Finally, we can meet each other, and you can bully all of my defenses with both light and dark paladins. But yeah, that's gonna be exciting. I'm very excited, especially about the rewards, because with such a big server, there has to be like super good rewards for it, right? And now, monster balance. This one is awesome. Skill of Beetle Knight will be modified to fight against dealers with root. Root. Yes, Lynette, Light Monkeys, all of that. We are getting another counter to it, and it's the Beetle Knights. I know Wind Beetle Knight is already pretty scary in stuff like Ophelia, right? So it's definitely already picked a bit. But yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. I think the Water Beetle is definitely making a comeback. I do have the Light and Dark Beetles, so I'm gonna be very excited to use that. And it looks like it also counters damage based on defense. So what that means most likely is it's possible that maybe all beetles will get a similar passive to the wind one, where like if you either have like a defense buff, if you do damage based on defense, you will like get your defense decreased or something like that, right? I'm just guessing. But yeah, and then for the units, right, the skills of Archer and Wind... Wait, what? The skills of Archer and Magician monsters with low usage, such as Fire Dragon, very needed, Water Vampire, that unit still exists, first I'm hearing, Fire Joker, Wind Joker. I will say Wind Joker is pretty cool. Wind Joker was already strong if you could make a decent combo with him, right? So I'm very excited about that. Water Ifrit making a comeback, and then Dark Phoenix and Ninetail Fox, both of which I have. That's amazing. And there will be more. It's not all. They did put an etc. there. Will be modified. And a nerf. A Fire Paladin is too strong. Really come to us. Just now do you realize. Yeah, but Fire Paladin is getting nerfed, which is amazing. I mean, I'm first picking Fire Paladin, and I'm very happy that it's getting nerfed. Trust me, like, I don't want any Paladins. I got all 5, and I don't want any of them to ever exist in this game again. So yeah, Fire Paladin is getting nerfed. And then Summoner's Heath's PvE stats will be increased, and the survivability will be enhanced for PvP. So maybe he'll be getting some sort of like a sustain passive, similar to like Orbia, similar to Cleave maybe. And one new skill will be added to all summoners. I will say this, come to us. We need these new skills for light and dark elements. You've been adding RGB ones, like multiple skills on each summoner, right? Give us one for light and dark, please. And then new artifacts. Joker exclusive legendary artifact will be added. No teaser on what those will be. Most likely we'll only see it by the time the update comes out. Galagos reward, a new Beastmonk skin. I mean, it's pay to win. You just have to buy. Essentially, you have to buy a ticket to get this. But holy hell, does it look amazing! I'm sorry, that's one of the best transfers that there is. Sick. Artboot exclusive, again, it's like related. Yeah, basically you'll be able to buy the digital artbook, right? So if you haven't been able to get the physical copy, it looks like you will be able to get the digital one, and with the digital one you will also be getting some rewards for it, yeah. And yeah, that's about it for the March update. They also give us a small teaser here. In April, the raid system will be modified and a new raid boss for party play will be added. So no more solo play for the new raid boss, right? Oh, exciting stuff ahead. Very exciting stuff ahead. And yeah, hope you enjoyed, and that's about it. Peace.